Coming up on City Spotlight, we are back on location in Shelbyville. First, we'll talk with the new Shelby County Economic Development Director, Madison Hilbert. We'll learn a little bit about Madison and her overall thoughts on economic development in Shelbyville and Shelby County. Then we'll have a feature on Columbus Day weekend activities, 2 traditions in Shelbyville, the Lake Shelbyville Balloon Fest, and Scarecrow Daze. Season 8 continues on location in Shelbyville, here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.
And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location out of the studios of WEIU, and we find ourselves back in Shelbyville. Yes, we are on location in Shelbyville. We are taping this first segment here in downtown Shelbyville as we tape here on October 6th. To help me out in this first segment, we welcome first time to the program, Madison Hilbert. She's the director of the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation. Madison, great to have you on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you very much. Madison, who is, she told me, has just got started with this position here in Shelbyville and Shelby County. She's going to tell us all about that. Great to have Madison on to talk about the community, businesses, and other things going on. Madison, before we dive into that, first time guest, tell us about yourself.
Well, sure. I grew up in Pana, so just a town over. Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with Shelbyville. My dad has coached here for about 15 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm familiar with Shelbyville and Shelby County. I went off to college at Indiana State University and I studied economics with a math minor, and so that was a lot of fun. I got into local economic development when I was writing a paper, and I got to interview the president of the Terre Haute Economic Development Corporation, and he just made it sound really rewarding and just like you could never stop learning in this job and just get to help people get jobs and help businesses find people to fill jobs, and I'm just excited to get started.
We don't typically hear people's backgrounds of maybe what they learned in college, but
yeah,
since
that's
you seem to be somewhat of a recent graduate, you're from the area. Mm-hmm. Your background, your dad coaching football here in Shelbyville. So did that make this kind of a win-win when you decided to take on this position?
Absolutely, it was awesome. There aren't very many of these jobs available because a lot of it is just one person in an office, but just luckily enough, there happened to be an opening 5 minutes from my house, so that's awesome.
Again, we're taping here on October 6th. Tell our audience at home how long you've been on the job.
This is the middle of my 4th week.
Oh, wow. What have you, I'm sure you've learned a lot and you're still learning, but what have you learned about Shelbyville in these first 4 weeks that you may have not already known?
About Shelbyville?
Yeah.
It's a pretty tight-knit community, and they have a lot of people that are willing to help out downtown. I know Tracy Four has been heading up Scarecrow Daze, and there's a really active group of people that are wanting to improve downtown. I know Anita Breeden has been really active in setting up downtown and trying to get amenities approved like bike racks and things like that for downtown.
You mentioned Scarecrow Daze.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about those Columbus Day weekend festivities a little later in the program. So I've interviewed other people that have previously held your position. Mm-hmm. And I think the key title in there is that it's Shelby County Economic Development. So obviously this program, we're focusing on Shelbyville today, but I figure since maybe we have a few more minutes to dive into it, you're looking at things not just for Shelbyville, you're looking at it for the county. So what's that like?
Yes, so I'm really excited to get all of the smaller towns more involved because I'm not sure how involved they have been with county economic development in recent years. So I've been setting up meetings with mayors. So far I've talked to Sean Conlon from Awequa and Jim Dona from Windsor, and they were excited to talk to me and get involved. And I also went to the Strasburg Community Action Network meeting last week or the week before, and they were all excited that I was there too. So I'm really excited to try to build the social fabric of Shelby County as a whole and try to get everyone more involved.
Before we started taping here with Madison, behind our main camera here is a gigantic picture of the Lake Shelbyville Dam and Reservoir, and kind of shows the different points of where the lake touches, and it just shows just how many other communities. When you think Shelby County, you think Shelbyville, but there really are a lot of other communities in the county.
It's a big county, yes.
All right, very good. So you kind of listed some of the people that you've touched upon. Those communities that you're talking about, they're small. They're smaller than Shelbyville. So are you able to? Do you physically go out to those communities, or are you simply just giving them a call? How are you communicating? Are you making a lot of trips at this point?
Yes, I made a trip out to Moweaqua, and I made the trip out to Strasburg. And so that has been good to go and see their downtowns and the areas around there. And I'm familiar with Stewardson. I drive by there to go to Effingham, or when I was going to school, and
Right.
Cowden Herrick and Windsor. They have some good restaurants that I patron pretty frequently.
And some of those communities that are maybe a little bit further away from Lake Shelbyville than obviously Shelbyville and the communities that touch Lake Shelbyville, a lot of those communities you mentioned, they're very much in the heart of farming area. So
Oh, yeah.
the landscape and what they probably could use is probably much different than, say, Shelbyville, I would imagine.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Lake Shelbyville. It's obviously an asset to the county and Shelbyville. Talk about the drawing point from your perspective, Lake Shelbyville. What is the draw that it brings to Shelbyville and the county?
Well, yeah, Lake Shelbyville is huge. It touches several towns in Shelby County, which is great. It brings in people for the lake, but then they go and camp out at the campgrounds. And then it brings them downtown into Shelbyville, and I know Windsor has tourism there too. And all of the camp, like the lodging and resorts that Shelbyville and Shelby County has around there too. So it's a huge draw. It's a huge aspect of our economy here.
These are obviously very interesting times. We're taping here again on October 6th, 2021, so COVID-19, 18 months deep into that. I interviewed Mayor Jeff Johnson and Ruth Woolery of the Shelbyville Chamber at the other part of 2021, and they talked about, at that time, the impact of COVID-19 on Shelbyville. Obviously, you're still, getting your feet wet with this, but from what you've heard, seen, and just your overall experiences, I mean, how would you say, from your perspective, how has Shelbyville been impacted here as we're in the latter part of 2021?
Well, I've lived here since a little bit before COVID hit Shelbyville and
Right.
everywhere. But yeah, I've only been in this job for a few weeks, but I know that businesses have been creative trying to but comply with policies that government has thrown their way, and things like that, and dealing with labor shortages, I know is a huge thing for Shelby County right now. That's not a big problem, but it's getting there. And I know
And a lot of other places are probably in the same boat, so it's unfortunate to hear that everywhere.
Yeah, our local restaurants are getting hit hard with that.
It's tough times, but so thank you very much for that. So IHI Turbo is one of the major businesses that we've talked about here in Shelbyville. I think Mayor Johnson has talked about it just about every time that I've had him on. Has seen steady growth in recent years. What are some other businesses that you've seen, or as you've kind of gotten your feet wet with this position, that you've heard about them looking to grow themselves?
Well, yeah, I know IHI has recently finished their new building, and they're looking for employees, like high school graduates, college graduates,
Right.
whichever. I know that there's new apartments going in downtown, not downtown, but in Shelbyville.
Right.
And new housing developments, and that's a huge thing for Shelbyville because there's
Right.
an unmet demand for housing. So
Okay.
that's all going on.
Very good. I mean, there's Mayor Johnson has talked about. I think it's on the north end of town there, and any community of any size, new housing is a major bonus, no matter how much it is. We're taping here in downtown Shelbyville here with Madison, and one thing that is finally here, and as I was rolling my gear into the offices that we're taping at, very noticeable and very beautiful is streetscape.
Yes.
It's very noticeable. Mayor Johnson talked about it every time, and the last time I talked with him at the other end of 2021, it's finally here. So from what you can see, what a nice addition it is to downtown Shelbyville.
Absolutely. It looks really attractive when you drive through town, and is enabling Shelbyville to have bigger and better vendor fairs. I know, like Scarecrow Daze, that's coming up, and everything's about Scarecrow Daze. So yeah, that's exciting. I know that Windsor is looking into doing some of that kind of stuff too.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, something like that where it's in your downtown area where you obviously have lots of little businesses. I mean, it's one end to the other on both sides of the street, of the main street. That has to be just, it's great that it's finally here, but like a weekend like this coming up with Scarecrow Daze, so many people are going to see it and notice it. So very good.
Yeah.
All right, so streetscape, that impact on the downtown area. We're taping here on October 6th, just prior to the Balloon Festival and Scarecrow Daze, which happened annually, Columbus Day weekend here in Shelbyville. We'll have a feature on that later in the program. Every community, Madison, has kind of their annual festival or thing that happens that they look forward to. They hang their hat on. Everybody kind of works together. We're going to have hopefully sights and sounds of it later in the program. But what is this? We're taping here a few days before all that. Is there kind of a buzzing in the community about these annual traditions, which are Scarecrow Daze and the Balloon Festival?
Oh yeah, everybody's getting excited. All the businesses downtown are gearing up, getting stocked, and ready for people to come to downtown. I know Tracy decorated the downtown a little bit earlier this week, so yep, they're all excited.
Have you experienced yourself either one of those festivals in the time that you lived in the area?
I have not. They didn't have either one of them last year, unfortunately, due to COVID.
Right.
But I remember driving home from a volleyball game or a volleyball tournament in Shelbyville, and that was when Balloon Fest was going on. So it was beautiful to see it and hear it driving by on the highway.
I can't wait to get the visuals of, and I've seen pictures obviously from past ones of the balloons over Lake Shelbyville. That has to be quite a sight. What a backdrop to host a balloon festival. So whoever thought of that idea, we'll find out more about that in a little bit. Your thoughts moving forward here. It's October of 2021. It's been a tough time with COVID and everything, but as you dive into this and learn more about not just Shelbyville and Shelby County with the position that you have here, what are you looking forward to learning and times ahead?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to meeting all of the mayors that I can and getting them involved as involved as I can, and just learning about the community and trying to build it up. I know everyone is ready to get out. They're done with lockdowns and things like that, so they're just ready, I think.
In addition to going out in the county of Shelby County and Shelbyville and talking to different communities, what are some other things that you're working on at this time?
Well, I've been researching some projects. I would like to bring in maybe some higher tech businesses to try to retain some of Shelbyville's best and brightest, and just Shelby counties in general, and attract others. So I think that would be maybe filling a gap in Shelby County's economy, and it's a pretty well-rounded economy. They have tourism, they have the small businesses. Right. I know SSI is pretty tech savvy, right. So yeah.
I mean, you have the draw of a county that has obviously a big body of water that again touches so many points, but then you also have, as we mentioned, those rural communities that you've tapped into that are near farmland. So I would say it's a diverse county, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Okay,
very good. Is there anything else you'd like to add at this time?
I think so.
Okay. Madison Hilbert with the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation here in Shelbyville. We appreciate your first time here on City Spotlight, and we look forward to having you on more down the road.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll check out the sights and sounds from the Balloon Fest at Lake Shelbyville and the 25th Scarecrow Daze. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Shelbyville.
Kevin BERNSON. I work for Shelby Electric Cooperative, but part of working for Shelby Electric Cooperative, I also get to organize the Touch on Energy Balloon Fest here at Lake Shelbyville. And what we're doing is enjoying an aviation day out at Shelby County Airport. We had balloons at sunrise that launched and took a flight from the airport. We even actually had a couple balloons fly into the airport. And then we went to Young Eagle flights where the young kids from 8 to 17 can get learn a little bit about aviation, and they also get a plane ride out of it. And we also have helicopters out here, so during the day we'll also have helicopters going on all day. We accumulate the whole day with a cookout, and then as the cookout goes on, we'll have the kids area that has bounce houses, inflatables, a lot of things for kids and families to do to help enjoy the day. And then at 5 o'clock we have we'll have a plane go over, and we'll have 5 parachute jumpers jumping out of an airplane from the Taylorville Parachute Club, and each one of them will jump out and try to hit a target on the airport. And the last one's going to jump out, and that's where we'll have a national anthem sung, because the last one will have be carrying the American flag.
America, land that I love, stand beside.
And as the night progresses, as it gets closer to dusk, we'll have our balloon glow. As long as the weather cooperates, we'll have the balloons. We have 10 balloons. They'll line up, and they'll kind of do like a firefly flicker show. The balloons light up. It lights up the night, so to speak. It's just a great night for folks. Friday night is the pilots will come in, and they'll do some will fly, some will do glow. We call it a teaser, and we had that at Will Woods Winery this year. And it works out good because people can come out, they can enjoy the food trucks, the band, and they get to see what the balloons are all about, knowing what the rest of the weekend's it's kind of a teaser for the rest of the weekend. And then that Saturday morning, we kick off a flight in the morning, and then obviously the rest of the events that take place. Having the balloons on Sunday to kind of finish the day off, we do another balloon flight at sunrise. And the neat thing about that is you get people that come to the lake, and maybe they haven't seen the lake, but they get a chance to see the lake. You'll have people that are boating, they can come down and kind of watch as well.
Oh my Lord.
How cold is it?
Oh, it's freezing.
I like your butterfly wings.
I think that it means a lot to the local community because people know what to expect every year. You know, we talked earlier, this is the 25th year. So when you've done something for 25 years, obviously it's something that's been successful and something that the community really enjoys, and it's great to bring people back. I know a lot of people take a look at Columbus Day weekend every year in Shelbyville, and they kind of count on, okay, it's Columbus Day weekend, the kids have a 3-day weekend off of school, and let's spend Saturday morning downtown at the parade and then do things downtown for Scarecrow Daze after the parade. So a lot of really great things for people to enjoy here over their Columbus Day weekend. My name is PUCHBAUER. I am a president and CEO of HSHS Good Shepherd Hospital in Shelbyville, Illinois, and also member of the Chamber Board of Directors here in Shelbyville. So we've been playing a really active part, both the hospital and the Chamber Board, in organizing Scarecrow Daze. It's a really nice event to be able to bring a lot of people into downtown Shelbyville. That was a big focus originally of the Chamber of Commerce several years ago when they organized Scarecrow Daze. It was an opportunity to bring people into downtown, let people have a nice event in the downtown community, something for families to come in and enjoy. We'll kick the day off with a parade. Got a lot of vendors downtown, had a nice pageant last night, got a lot of other things going on throughout the day today. But it's just a really nice event for families, and a nice event too, and what can we do to bring people into Shelbyville, bring them back into our historic downtown, support a lot of our local businesses, and help them, and just really have a great, fun family atmosphere for the community. There's a lot of local people in the community that have been here for a long time, and I know they originally looked at Scarecrow Daze as what can we do for a nice event for the community? What's something the Chamber can really do to put on and draw people into the downtown area. I've got a lot of really beautiful shops downtown. Got a lot of really wonderful things going on in the downtown community, and there's a lot of people that maybe from outside of the Shelbyville area that like to come in town, spend some time camping, spend some time out at the lake. And usually you never know what October weather is going to bring, but a lot of times we get some nice fall days here in October. Great event to be able to bring people into town and have them spend a weekend with us here in Shelbyville and enjoy our community.
Balloon Festival actually started in Findlay, Illinois at Eagle Creek Resort. And the balloons were such a hit up there, the resort unfortunately had to close down, and folks were kind of wondering, well, is that the end of the Balloon Fest? And we took a year off, got to talking, obviously we had a few sponsors from Shelbyville, and we got to talking to the Corps and the city, and we thought, you know what, balloons are kind of a morning, late in the day thing. Shelbyville already had Scarecrow Daze on Columbus Day weekend, and we thought, what a perfect marriage, because you'd have balloons in the morning, Scarecrow Daze, and then you'd have balloons in the evening, so everything just kind of meshed together. So it was a great fit to bring the balloons to Shelbyville, and we've been here ever since. You think of ballooning and you get some pilots together and fly, you don't think about the economic impact that it brings to the area. And I was really surprised when we brought it to Shelbyville. I would hear from people after the event, hey, we had our best month. Hey, we had our best weekend. Hey, this was phenomenal, what you did to the downtown area, bringing people into town. So like I said, when you marry that with Scarecrow Daze, it's almost a little economic boom.
It's something that's really great, I think, to promote the area. I've been on the chamber board now for 4 years, and the local Chamber of Commerce, you know, we had talked with the Balloon Fest on, in the past we'd kind of done separate weekends, but we felt like, hey, if we do one kind of big weekend, that's just more of a draw to get people that may not live in Shelbyville to come to Shelbyville to spend a weekend and come here and bring their family to camp, or maybe stay in a local motel, eat in our restaurants, and really enjoy everything that Shelbyville has to offer on a really beautiful fall weekend. So we felt by bringing both together that we could help promote a lot of other events with other local businesses and bring people in, not just for, you know, a part of a day, but hey, just come for the full weekend and, you know, spend your whole weekend here in Shelbyville with us.
It's really the beauty of this whole thing. Scarecrow Daze has been around forever, and they've always been on Columbus Day weekend. And when the balloons came into the area up at Eagle Creek and then had to move to Shelbyville, I mean, it just was a great partnership. Once again, balloons are kind of a morning, late in the afternoon, evening thing. Scarecrow Daze kind of takes place during the day downtown, the parade and everything that goes on there. So you kind of combine the two together, and you just got something going on. A family can come here and they can find all kinds of things to do. You know, to be honest, it's a lot of hard work, but I'll tell you what, the volunteers, the way the community gets behind it, when we have great weather like this, it's just heartwarming to just to see everybody come together like this, to see the smiles on the faces. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how so many pieces can fit together. So many people come together and can pull off this great event. The community, the volunteers, it's just heartwarming to me, and the weather, everybody understands what's going on. It's just awesome.
Really enjoy being with my family. I've got a wife and 3 boys, and the hospital helps to organize the parade here every year. And our boys really look forward to throwing candy out to other kids. You know, they get a lot of candy at other things themselves, but it's just kind of nice to be able to give back and have a nice event for a lot of the kids in the local community. And I really look forward to that. And my son really loves to do pedal tractor pulls. And we have one of those every year here too. I know last year we obviously didn't really feel like it was safe for obvious reasons, everything that we were going through with COVID. And us being the hospital didn't want to organize a parade in the community last year, but a lot of renewed sense of enthusiasm this year with the whole Scarecrow Daze coming back. I think people, you know, really missed a lot of things a year ago, spent a lot of time at home. And I know last night as well as today we've had more people than what we anticipated. Had a wonderful crowd this morning for the parade, a lot more than normal. And it's really great to see people back out in the community and doing things safely here in Shelbyville. So great to have this back this year and look forward to many good years to come.
This has been an emotional couple of years with what's going on with the pandemic and all that. So for people to be able to get outdoors again, to be with family again, to be with friends again, to be with the community again, it's just great to be able to have something that people can come out and enjoy after not being able to get out for as long as we have not been able to get out. Well, it brings everybody together. It's great to see everybody pull together the different pieces that come together to make the thing a great event. But it also economically benefits the community because the businesses, it's kind of like this year, it's end of the year of lake visitors, into the season for campers and all that stuff. So it kind of gives the community one more weekend to show what we're all about. Let people know that, hey, Shelbyville's a place they should come back to. Lake Shelbyville, they should come more often than maybe just for vacation. and it just benefits the businesses, it benefits the downtown shops, and it just makes a lot of people aware of the airport, the lake property, the community in general. It's just, I don't know, I get teased a lot because I break down a little bit when it comes to the Balloon Fest, because it just, there's so much time, so many people, so many hours involved. It's just amazing just to see the people, the smiles on their faces, and just see them come out as a family and really have a great time and enjoy Shelbyville and the Balloon Fest.
One of the things that I really enjoy about Shelbyville is it's such a really tight-knit community. You know, I feel like people are very genuine here, really look out for each other, and really try to create a welcoming environment for people outside of the community to come in and spend a nice weekend here with us and enjoy a lot of things in the local community, whether it be the lakes, the wineries, having a chance to come downtown and spend some time in our restaurants and shops, and just really enjoy a lot of the recreational activities here in Shelbyville. So we're very fortunate. We got a nice 80-degree day here today. Great day to be outside, warm but not too hot, and wonderful weather. So really nice year after a year off to come back and really enjoy everything that it has to offer.
Thank you for tuning in to City Spotlight. You can check out past episodes, including the one you're watching right now, on YouTube. To check out recent episodes of Central and Southeastern Illinois towns featured on City Spotlight, search on YouTube, City Spotlight, with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the last 5 episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.